Beware the Headless Horseman. In the dark of night, a phantom rider gallops through the shadows, his horse's hooves pounding the hard ground, the sound echoing through the lonely streets. He rides without a head. Yes, that's right. The Headless Horseman is searching for his missing head. It was chopped off in a battle long ago, and now he's looking for it so he can finally rest in peace. But those who see him are never quite the same again. They are doomed to a life of misfortune and misery. One day, a young woman named Hannah was walking home from the market when she saw the Headless Horseman riding past her. She gasped in surprise and quickly stepped off the path to let him by. But as he neared, she noticed something strange. The rider wasn't holding his head under his arm like you'd expect. Instead, it was floating in front of him just a few feet above the ground, and it was grinning wickedly at her. Startled, Hannah took a step back, but the horse reared up on its hind legs and let out a loud whinny. The sound echoed through the trees and seemed to shake the very ground beneath her feet. Then as quickly as it had appeared, the horseman and his floating head disappeared down the path. Hannah continued on her way, but she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Every time she turned around, she thought she saw the horseman and his ghastly grin. But when she looked closer, he was always just a shadow in the corner of her eye. One night, Hannah couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned in her bed. But the more she tried to rest, the more she felt the presence of the horseman in her room. Suddenly, she heard a knock at her door. She froze. Could it be? Was the horseman come for her? With trembling hands, she got out of bed and slowly approached the door. As she reached out to open it, she heard a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Let me in," it said. "I know you saw me and now you must pay the price." Hannah screamed and fell to her knees. She didn't want whatever was outside her door. But before she could think of a way to escape, the door burst open and in walked the Headless Horseman. He was even more terrifying up close, his face a mask of rage and despair. And his eyes, they burned with an otherworldly fire. Behind him, his head floated like a grotesque balloon, and as it passed over Hannah, she could feel its icy breath on her neck. Then the horseman raised his sword and charged towards her, to be continued. If you want to hear the next part of this spooky tale, stay tuned.